a test.
Yeah. And you have to make 100 on it,
Oh, gee.
or I won't let you out. So let's go through some of these orders. We'll get through as many as we can, because I know our time is crunching. So one thing I do want you to do is I've got, for the request new supplier, I've got a problem. Once you request your supplier, we're going to do a retrofit order on that. So if you want to start, because you're pretty good with the Office Max, and we looked at the Dell pretty closely. So if you want to start with number 3, and let's work on this one and request a new supplier, and then we're going to do a retrofit order for that supplier. So you want to practice that one.
Okay. Yeah,
And if you have any questions throughout, just let me know.
Okay. We're going to go to. We'll be here all night.
Are you going to do an Office Max order?
Oh, is that no?
Well, I was going to say, we've already
okay.
done
All right,
those.
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So let's start down here with number 3, because we've done these pretty deeply with what we were doing. Let's start with this.
Okay.
And no more Doris's theater props.
Yeah. Let's see.
And you don't want to do one that may be already in there.
Okay.
Yeah, because remember, we're requesting a new supplier.
Okay, so let's see. I have another initial. I think this is it. Something like that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm serious.
That's crazy. Okay.
There's a conference coming up, so.
Okay, so let's search for that one. Teachers of Singing. Wow. You know, you can have a national association for just about anything.
Right in my backyard, a national association of people who failed at Top Shop.
Yeah. Which is not Doris. Okay. So, did we do a search? Did it actually search? Oh, yep. Okay, so it didn't come up.
Okay.
So let's do our actions. And I'll shut up over here and let you proceed. Okay, now remember, we're in the Unimarket directory. We just want to...
Oh, to get all the way out of that.
Yep, we just want to bypass that piece.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That's what I said, is I should, so E-A-E-O-N. Oops. Forward request to, and probably that would be.
Me.
Okay.
Yep. It's gonna be me.
All right, cool. Conference. Scheduled for July.
That's good.
Okay.
You can hit send.
Okay.
Okay. So, so we've seen what it's going to look like on my side.
Mhm.
So you've got your new supplier request down. So now let's proceed. Now we can't use that one because they haven't, signed up or anything. So now let's go to the marketplace and let's just pretend that they've signed up or whatever, and we're going to use one that's already in here. So, what was the first one? The National Association of Theater.
Yeah, NAST or N.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to type that one out.
NAST, what would that be? Association. NAST.
Let's, just
Oh, just-
try, yeah, I was gonna say, let's search this and see if it comes in.
Oh, schools, okay, I know what it is.
Oh, yeah, schools of dance.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, there we go.
That's our accreditation people.
Okay,
Okay.
so our retrofit order then, non-catalog retrofit order. Okay. So you've got 36 students that are gonna be attending this conference, and the fee is gonna be $50 for each student. We wanna complete it, but we wanna save it.
Let's try conference registration. Oh, no, I didn't need to do that, did I? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so 50.
And in the real world, you know, give us the
Okay.
names of the, students or whatever. So, yeah, that, you don't have to do that
Okay.
on this one. There's not gonna be any categories or anything like that.
It's gonna be 36.
Oh, we're gonna add this line to our cart.
36 kids, right.
Okay, so if you had a second line,
Oh,
and we
yeah.
and at this time we don't.
Okay.
At this time we don't, so,
Next.
let's do our cart.
Oh, I've got something else on there. A charter bus. We're
Yeah.
gonna take the whole game.
We got them
Sure.
set up for travel already, don't we? Let's just complete this order though.
Okay, so, check out. Travel? No, yes. Employee.
Oh, there's the student.
Oh, okay.
Everything looks good, okay? But this time we wanna save the order.
Good, okay. Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, so let's jot down, do we have a pencil? That's on it. Like, it's coming out of, there you go.
Whoop. I'm not good with these, I'm really not, oh, here we go, wait a minute. 7
Okay.
Okay.
So, now, the reason I had you write it down is because in the real world, out there in the normal world, you're gonna have a bunch of requisitions, so when you go to, your tasks, or when you go to, if you were to go back to the requisition screen, you're gonna have a bunch listed.
Okay.
So that way you can see it, but let's go to the incomplete requisitions.
Okay.
So we've got it in there, we're ready to go. Now, what we wanna do though, is we're gonna add another line to that requisition. So do you remember how we added?
Oh, let's see. Went back in the new order. Alright.
Mm-hmm. You got it.
Oh, good. I don't know if I can do it, which one? And so.
This
what
time
we're
it's
do
gonna
is-
be faculty registration for 2 faculty at $150 each. I'm gonna send you to a typing class.
part of it. So I don't have to fill this in?
No,
Oh.
no. Because remember, we said this was
Okay.
specific to like equipment, very specific product codes and parts.
You know what, I know, because I wanted to sell a ticket, we do the showware through this one. I went every theater, everything. They just don't care about us.
No, that's not true, Doris.
Okay, so.
All right, so we've got our next line item up there in our cart.
Okay,
So
cool.
now we've got an incomplete requisition hanging out there. What do we need to do with this line item?
Okay,
Let's go back up to tasks.
this one, yes.
Because we're gonna add this faculty registration to,
Don't I have another one? Or shouldn't I have another one? I didn't complete the other one, right?
right,
Okay.
right, it's not complete,
Okay.
so we wanna click back into it.
Okay. And then,
Okay, so we wanna, okay, well, no, I totally lied. We wanna go back to our cart,
okay,
and then we wanna go here, and what do we wanna do with it?
move it. Okay.
And then, where's our,
13, sure, yeah, okay. 13, okay. Check out here, or check out here?
no, this is still the WISE coaches,
Okay,
so
Oh.
let's go back up to our incomplete now we're ready to go to incomplete requisitions. Okay, so
something's in there, absolutely.
it changed the dollar amount
Yeah.
for us, right?
Faculty and student, okay, cool. Now, oops. They just got back, this is one that I just got through doing. It took about 30 people, no, it took about 17 people. Sorry.
Okay, so make sure that everything's correct.
Uh-huh. Oh, there.
Okay, now, but check your commodity code, because this one's faculty.
Oh, okay. Nah,
I really am gonna sign you for the time.
I need to. Where are you?
I know, it's hard to read. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And then make sure
Okay.
you change your,
Okay. So we got two there and there. And
looks like everything's good. We're gonna, I'm hoping
I
it'll
get it, yeah,
complete.
uh-huh.
I'm hoping it's gonna complete this time and not give us that silly error.
Did it go? Is it moving? It's still moving, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still thinking about it.
Did you get down to the show this last weekend?
No.
Oh, they did such a good job.
Is that the Guys and Dolls?
Guys and Dolls, yeah.
Oh, I would like to have gone there. That would have been cool. We got to go, when did they do Oklahoma? Was that last year or 2 years ago?
That was 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah. Maybe 4. Jeremy Benton was there when we did Oklahoma.
Oh my
He's
goodness,
the
has
one
it
that
been
court,
that long
yeah.
ago? It's still giving us the error.
So,
Well, anyway, in the live version, I can't describe it any better than that. In the live version, it's going to give you your requisition number,
okay.
and so it's going to complete all of this with
Okay.
that checkout. It's just basically what it's done. It's just added that line item to that same requisition, completed that
Okay.
requisition, and now that requisition is in the approval phase.
Okay.
Okay, and so once that would go through, like for instance, here's, this is the live, and so I've got one in my approval queue. And so I just click into my requisition. And so she's got, this is registration fees, so it's very similar to what you're just,
Okay.
what you just did. So, so she's got, I don't know if she put a justification, okay, she got registration fees for 3 students, to a conference at Georgetown. The approvals, this is what I see. I can see all the approvals that came through, so Charlie
Okay.
Pride approved it.
Okay.
And so, I can go back here and see, she's attached her invoice. So
Cool.
down there in,
Right.
under justification, I think, you can attach an invoice two ways. And this was one piece I forgot to say. But you can attach an invoice up here with delivery notes,
Okay.
or you can attach an invoice with justification.
Oh.
If you put it up here with delivery notes, and more than likely it's gonna be like a quote or something like that, then the vendor gets it.
Oh,
Okay, so anything on the delivery note side, just know that that's going to the vendor.
okay.
So if you wanna keep it internal, such as a registration,
Okay.
then you just put it to your justification,
Okay.
okay?
Cool.
One thing, you know what, we were supposed to do this as a retrofit. It just dawned on me, we didn't do that
Yes.
piece. So we would have clicked the order type,
Well, okay.
and clicked on that retrofit.
Yeah. Well, almost all mine are retrofit. I don't know
Are
if
they?
that's, yeah.
And then what you would do is put in since,
Their invoice number.
yeah, since this is registration, there's not really an invoice number, you can put in the date, just
Okay.
today's date or whatever.
Okay.
And see, it
'Cause you want something
automatically,
there.
yes,
Okay.
it's gonna, yeah, it'll want, it doesn't show it, but we do want something there, so just
Okay.
today's date would be fine,
Okay.
even though it says order date. And then, order submission, see how it defaulted
Right.
directly to
Yeah,
do
yes.
not send.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and then on my end, here's my invoice that she attached, and I'll pull it up, and this is when I will print it off,
Okay.
okay, and do my processing on my end. But then I would check the invoice against what she has here. I would check the address to Georgetown, make sure that we have the correct address that's listed on the invoice with what we have in the system, making
Okay.
sure that they match, so I do that piece of it. And
Okay.
if all of that was correct, then I could go through and I could, complete. I would approve this
Okay, cool.
this
Yeah.
requisition.
Mhm.
So once I hit approve, then it's gonna give me that WK order number
Okay,
up there.
yeah.
And so,
And does it automatically kick that out to me or to her, actually, the WK number?
the WK number, it's right there in the system,
Okay.
so it'll show up under you.
Okay.
And so she did hers as a retrofit, do not send. So she's got everything in here correct.
Okay, cool.
And so, but that's my piece of it, so you can see the full,
Realm of it,
the
okay.
full realm of it.
I think I'm getting too big a hurry, that's probably part of my stuff. Okay,
Well, and I wish that error,
well, that's.
I wasn't
you know.
doing it last week, and of course now it's doing it while we're,
Well, I'll swing back by next time and we'll just finish it up.
we'll just
Let me know when
continue
it's,
on.
you know, when it's back up and running, sure.
I will, and I'll check with Ken, make sure, because if you ever see that on the production side, I've not seen it, and nobody said anything about it showing up on production, which
Yeah.
makes me think that it's just demo.
Just that machine maybe
Yeah,
or something.
just the demo piece of it, so, but if you do see it, let me know,
I will.
so, and I'll look into that. That is Top Shop in a nutshell, after 2 hours, I know, hour and a half, whatever
Well,
it is.
you know what, I've learned a lot, and just logistics is a lot of it, you
It
know,
is.
having to get in and, cause there's sometimes I feel like it's not quite as intuitive as I think it might ought to be, but,
Yeah. One thing I wanna show you, with the orders, because we don't have any full orders in there, let's look at this one, this one's partially done. Okay, when the PO goes out and we receive an invoice back, this is one for athletics, and we've done charter buses for athletics.
okay,
But what we've already, paid this line item for this trip, okay? And the reason I know it's paid is it has an invoice number there. This is the corresponding Top Shop invoice to the banner invoice number that AP entered when they entered that invoice for payment
okay, oh,
into banner, okay? So I took the invoice, did my piece of it, we sent it to AP, AP did their check and, then entered that invoice into Banner, so that we'll cut a check for it. When they enter that invoice, it creates a Banner invoice number. And that Banner invoice number then triggers a Top Shop invoice number. So that's Banner and Top Shop talking back and forth. And it's very similar to the Top Shop PO number and the Banner PO number.
Okay.
Okay, this one is just the invoices. Does that make sense?
A little bit.
Okay.
Okay, and the important
Yeah,
point of this
Mhm.
is that, the invoices, you can tell that we've paid it here. And down here at the bottom of your order, it gives you the invoice and it says downloaded. If it says downloaded, that means the check has been cut.
Very cool.
Okay?
All right.
So I know that's one question that we get a lot
Happy to
from
tell.
campus. How can we tell if is this paid? And we still have Banner, we still have the FOIDOC screen in Banner, and you know, we can look up check and POs and all that kind of stuff. But that requires extra steps now to get the Banner PO number
Okay.
before we look anything up. You really don't need that piece of it anymore. You can
If
just,
it's in here.
yep, you
Okay.
can just come in here and look to see if that invoice is down here. And, when they type it in, it'll say submitted. When that check gets cut, it turns to downloaded, and you know that's done.
Okay.
And that, I was
That's good,
hoping
yeah.
we would be able to see that in demo, but it, anyway.
Okay, cool beans. All right, well, okay. I think I'll go read the book now too, so. I appreciate this, it has been helpful, it really has.
Good.
I guess I'm not